Well, we found out Push is not Meek Mill, man. Hey guys, welcome back to the Culture Channel. So if you guys don't know by now, Drake and Push are beefing. But real quick, first I'm gonna go over Daytona, Pusha T's album, which in my opinion was really good. Yeah, so Kanye producing it, I already knew that it was gonna be crazy. Just because even though Kanye's been going kind of crazy lately, I never thought that his producing would ever fall off. He's still making crazy beats. One beat that really stood out to me was probably Santeria. That beat's insane. I also thought that just having 7 songs was actually great. Just because on Daytona, I personally felt like there's much less room for like failure, I guess. Because if you go 7 for 7 on all of the songs on your album, that's definitely gonna be a lot better than going like 7 for say like 20 or 7 for 15, where there's a bunch of songs that are not that good or kind of bad. Whereas just having 7 songs on your album, you have to put out like your best stuff, and there's not gonna be a lot of stuff. There's not gonna be too many songs that are bad or even whack, which I thought was the case with Daytona. But just talk about a few songs real quick. First song, If You Know, You Know. This song was off the bat just crazy. It's the first song on the album, but it was like at first like a couple, like I think it was like the first minute, I think there was no beat at all. It's just Push just rapping, and then all of a sudden the beat just drops and Push just goes off on it. The beat's insane. Like everything about that song is really good. Next up, What Would Meek Do featuring Kanye. I thought this was also a really good song. The beat on this was pretty good, but honestly I feel like Kanye's running with the whole Trump thing a bit too much, for my taste at least. Because even on this, when Push is like, oh, they talking shit, Kanye, how do you respond? And he starts with the whoop, this whoop, and I mean, it sounded good, but like I just hope that on his album he doesn't, like, not every song is like some random noise, just because I think now it's kind of played out now, and I'd rather have him just spitting bars instead of talking about Trump or like all this other stuff. And then finally, Infrared, which was a song that Push low-key kind of had a couple bars dissing Drake on. This was like the initial like poke, I guess. This song, the beat's crazy on it. The bars are obviously really good. And yeah, overall this is a really good song. So just to wrap it up real quick, Daytona was definitely a banger. Easily, it could honestly go down as like one of the top 5 albums of the year. There's still a bunch more music to drop, but as of right now, it's definitely up there. So now to the beef, man. So if you have Twitter or like Instagram or internet, or if you're watching this, you definitely know something about hip hop. You definitely know that Push and Drake are going at each other. Drake drops his Duppy freestyle like the day, like May 25th, the day Push dropped his album. So the Duppy freestyle, I kind of sort of cover that in my Drake video, which you can check that out. I'll have linked in the description below. I'm gonna be talking about Push's diss, the story of Adidon. Adidon. So Duppy, for you guys who don't know, means ghost, and Drake was basically referring to Push as a ghost. With Push's track, man, yeah, Drake's looking pretty bad out here, man. First of all, Push on the OJ Simpson beat is just insane. He just flowed through that beat. He just killed it. Just the way he flows on it was really good. He just had a bunch of bars. And honestly, even if you don't listen to the lyrics, just his voice alone on that beat is insane. And then Push definitely went like really personal on this diss, but I honestly enjoyed it because if it's a diss track, and also Drake brought up like Push's fiance's name on Duppy freestyle, so I think with that it kind of gave the motivation to just go all in. And now, like, yeah, like some of the stuff, like I'm gonna get to it, is kind of personal, but I thought it was fire, because like one is a diss track. It's supposed to be like basically like attack, and that's basically what Push is doing. It's just a bunch of lyrical war. When Push brought up like Drake's dad leaving his mom, and then how Drake has like a kid that he's taking care of with like a porn star or whatever, I definitely wasn't expecting it. It did low-key maybe kind of uncomfortable, just because I was like, oh, like I was not expecting it at all. But like as I said before, you're supposed to go at him, and he did go at him with like, he basically TMZ'd the out of Drake. He just brought up a bunch of stuff that no one really knew, at least to this degree. So that's why it's like, it was a really, really good day. And then also one of Drake's biggest points is that he's known to be kind of like a good guy. Like in general, he like states himself. He portrays himself as like, you know, he can't really do anything too wrong. Like for his God's Plan video, he donated $1 million and stuff like that. But on here, like just like the whole deadbeat dad kind of symbol Push portrays Drake as, it could definitely hurt him in the sense of not only like brand deals and like brands promoting him, like he's like an ambassador for Toronto Raptors and stuff like that, but it could definitely result in like a loss of a couple fans, just because people are like, oh wow, like dang, he's not even taking care of his own kid and like stuff like that, and that could definitely hurt him in the long run. Just like even now, like even though the Meek Mill Drake thing was really, really one-sided, the idea that Drake still has a bunch of ghostwriters is still there. So in that sense, I could still see how this Push attack would really, really hurt him, and the fact that he's now considered like a deadbeat dad. So in the song when Push is like, Adonis is your son, he deserves more than a Adidas press run. That was mainly because apparently Drake was gonna release all the news about that he has a son with like Adidas press line, and then obviously Kanye is one of the biggest people at Adidas, and Pusha T is also signed to Adidas, so you could easily tell how this information probably came to him, and he just brought it out. And yeah, it's kind of like it will be kind of like he's kind of messing with his business at this point. But again, this is it's a diss track, and not only does this like affect his business, just affects him in general, and that's what makes this song that much better in my opinion. Is just because he's attacking Drake on so many levels that like Drake's gonna have to come up with like something crazy to come back from. So the only kind of a couple bars that I was like, okay, this might be getting a bit too far, is when Push basically talks about OVO 40, which is Drake's producer and like one of his best friends. Like for you guys who don't know, OVO 40 has multiple sclerosis. Yeah, I think that's how you pronounce it. But anyway, with that disease, it's obviously like a terrible disease to have, and Push basically says like time's running out for him, and like he's about to pass away, and that was like the only thing I was like, okay, maybe that's out of line. Again, it's a rap beef, it's a diss song, so you could say that it's appropriate for the setting. But again, that was probably like the one thing I was like, okay, that might be a bit too far. Cause even Drake said that Kanye, who produced Daytona, obviously, that Kanye uses help from other people to make his music. So like he gets help from, he even got help from Drake himself. He gets help from Pusha, a good music camp in general. But like when Push says that, okay, yeah, sure, Kanye does this, but your producer's about to die, like that just seems kind of harsh. So that was probably the only part that I was like, all right, Push might be going a bit too far. I think a huge part of this beef in general was just the fact of social media. I think social media just made it that much bigger, just because when Drake dropped Duppy Freestyle, there was just a bunch of memes just attacking Push. And even then I was like, alright, yeah, sure, like this stuff is happening, but Push is definitely gonna come with something. And right when Push dropped it, there were just a bunch of memes directed at Drake, which I don't think Drake even thought it would happen to that degree. But like there was just stuff, they were just killing Drake on Twitter. At least that's what I use personally. For just memes and stuff, is Twitter was just going in on Drake. But yeah, I think social media definitely shapes the way this beef is gonna come out to be, because I'm sure whenever Drake does drop, or if he does drop, then people are gonna start killing Push again, and if Push responds, they're gonna start killing Drake again. So I'm sure there's gonna be a bunch of back and forth, and social media is definitely gonna dictate a lot of that. So yeah, man, this beef is turning out to be like a straight up bloodbath. There's a bunch of stuff, like just a bunch of, I don't even know if they're rumors or not, but they could be facts, it could be rumors. There's just a bunch of stuff going on. This is looking like a straight up bloodbath. In my opinion, I do feel like Drake is gonna be dropping something really soon. I think he should, if he wants to keep it like kind of sort of fast, he should drop it Friday, which would be tomorrow, or like Saturday. And then if that does happen, like if Drake drops it like around the same time he dropped Duppy Freestyle last Friday, Push or even Kanye could definitely respond on Kanye's album, or he could, or Push or Kanye can drop just this song directed at Drake, which that would be sick too. But yeah, man, I'm just really looking forward to where this goes, because it's definitely gonna be a bunch of back and forth. So yeah, man, as long as this stays within the realms of music, it's gonna be crazy. There's just gonna be so much music dropping. Hopefully a lot of it is good. If Duppy Freestyle and the Story of Adidon, what is it called? No, and then if Duppy Freestyle and the Story of Adidon are any clues to where this might go, this might go down as probably one of the biggest beefs ever, just because of the social media age that we're in. But yeah, man, other than that, be sure to like, comment, subscribe. Tell me in the comments below what you guys think of this beef, who you think is gonna end up taking it all. In my opinion right now, I still feel like Push could definitely take it. He's just such a good rapper that like he could easily take this, but I would never count Drake out just because of how popular he is. So yeah, let me know in the comments below what you guys think, who had a better diss song, all that stuff. And yeah, with that, this is Culture TV, and I'm out. Peace.